Okay, guys, continuing from where we stopped in the last class, I was able to lay a foundation on how addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication works. So here in this class today, we are going to talk about how we do a little bit advanced level addition. Okay, so I'll do both addition, subtraction, all of them. So let's start. Let's take this subheading here: addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. Before now, you should know these operators. I mentioned it. This is the addition operator. So whenever you see this guy in between two numbers, you're supposed to be adding it. Okay? And whenever you see this guy in between two numbers, you're supposed to subtract. When you see this guy, or this guy, or this one, in between two numbers, you're supposed to divide. If you see this one, between two numbers, you're supposed to multiply. Good. So you know that those things I just symbols I just wrote down and I just erased. They are called operators. Alright. So let's say we are going to be taking examples now to do some addition work and subtraction alongside with division and multiplication. So let's say we have 10 plus 15. Okay, so you see this is not a single digit like we added before, and this is quite hard because the reason why this is going to be hard because remember when I talked to you about addition, I said let's say this was 10 oranges, okay, or 10 anything, 10 stones, 10 pebbles, and then to add to 15 pebbles. And then if you have that, imagine counting 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pebbles. And then we are adding it to 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Jesus Christ. This is a whole lot, okay? So we just have to start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, so finally we have the answer. 25. Okay, but you see this is tedious, okay? So let's say you had let's say 30 and 50. Is this what you'll be doing? Man. So there's a better way of doing this sum, okay? That sum is another name for addition. Sum, okay? Difference is another name for subtraction in a way where just sum is exactly addition, okay? So, but let's come back to what we are supposed to be doing. So this is 10 plus 15, right? So we are going to have 10 plus 15. So let's write it this way. Now, you see, we wrote these numbers in this way based on their place values. Okay, the place value of, remember we did place value. The place value of 5 here is units. The place value of 1 here is 10. The place value of 0 here is units. The place value of 1 here is 10. So we write under the place values. Okay, so this is like saying tens and units. So we can add 0 plus 5. Okay, in this kind of addition now, we can then do digits to digits, like units, depending on their place values. So 0 plus 5 is what? 5. Because if you have 0 and then you add 5, maybe you had nothing before and then you were given 5. So that means you now have a total of 5. Okay, and then 1 plus 1 gives you what? 2. 1 plus 1 is simple, so that's 1 orange plus 1 orange. Let me say 1 triangle plus 1 triangle to give you 2. So that means this is 2. Right? So that's a simpler, quicker way of doing sums like this. Alright. So let's also look at another example. Let's say you were supposed to add 124 to 55. Say you have to add this to this. How do you then add this? Okay. Of course, our normal way of counting up to 124 and then counting 55 cannot help us. Man, we are going to be solving this for like forever. Alright, so let's take this approach here. So we are going to have 124 plus 55. You know, it's addition, right? So let's add like we did here. We do digits to digits. So we are going to have 4. Remember, this is arranged according to their place values. The place value of 5 here is units. The place value of this other 5 is 10. The place value of this 4 is units. The place value of 2 here is 10. The place value of 1 here is 100. So this is arranged according to their place value. So I have 100 tens units. The unit falls under the unit. This 5 units is under the 4 unit. And the 5 tens is under the 2 tens. You see that? Okay. So having done that, actually this can also be written in this way: 55 plus 124, where you have your units, tens, and then your 100. But okay, this is more prettier than this, right? Yeah. Okay, so 4 plus 5 gives us 9. 9. It's easy to do that, right? Of course. 2 plus 5 gives us 1 plus, here there is nothing here. So 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay, so that's 179. Okay, now let's say you were to add 509 plus 325. Sorry, let me make this something more serious. So let's say I was to add this. Okay. Remember, I can write this like this. I just decided to write this way. So this will start off with 9 plus 5. Okay, but 9 plus 5 gives us what? 14. Okay, if you add 9 items to 5 items, you can try our counting method. You get the answer. 9 plus 5 gives us 14, right? Yeah, so that means we have 14. In this 14, you have a unit and you have a tens, right? So we are going to, based on the fact that this is 1,000, 100, tens, and units. Now, based on the fact that this is under the unit, so we are going to write 4. 4 is under the unit, so we write 4 and we take 1 to the tens. Alright, so when we take 1 to the tens, we add it to the 8, it becomes 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 gives us 11. Alright, so we have another 11. The 11 that we have here is still units and tens, okay? But you see, we are not going to come back to the unit, alright? So what we are just going to do is we are going to write 1 here, okay? And then we also take the 1 over to the 100. Are you getting that? So when we take 1 over to the 100, we add here to the 5, it becomes 6. 6 plus 3 gives us 9. And then once we do that, then what is left here is just 1. Okay, sadly, so we just bring down the 1. Okay, so that means 1589 plus 325 gives us 1914. This is 1910 tens and 4 units. So this is together as 14. Alright. So having said that, having done that, what else is in my mind to show to you? Okay, so you might want to practice this if you don't have a full grasp of what I just did. Just take this number, try adding them and see if you get the same result. If you don't get the same result, you listen to the video again and then you see how this came about. let's now move over to subtraction. Okay, let's move to subtraction. Yeah, let's move to subtraction. Okay. Alright, so subtraction now. So let's say we had to subtract 50 minus 10. Okay, just like we did before, we cannot count 50 and then remove 10. That would be a whole lot of work. So we are going to use this procedure. So we are going to say, since the two digits are here, the digits are in units and tens, units and tens. So we have tens and units. So that we have 50 for 5, 0, 10 for, and then this is subtracting. Okay, so 0 minus 0 is going to be 0. 5 minus 1 is going to be 4. You remove 1 from 5. Okay, so this is simple, straightforward. Let's say we have another example. We have 156 minus 24. Okay, so this is just simply going to be written as, remember, this is unit, this is tens, this is unit, tens, 100. So since we have 100, we have 100 tens and units, so that the units will have, we will have 6, 5, 1. Okay, can't I use 2? Let me use 2. Okay, I've been using 1 in the 100 for too much. Then we have 24. So this is going to be subtracting 24. You see, this is quite simple. So this is going to be 6 minus 4, right? Because we are doing subtraction, which will give us 2. 5 minus 2 will give us 3. 2 minus what? Nothing is there. It's going to be 2. So you see that it's that simple. Now, having said that, now there is something I did when I was doing addition. But in the case of subtraction, it does not hold. If we have 100 tens unit and you are doing, let's say 24, and then you have 2, 3, 2. Okay, this is and then let's say we are subtracting. This is different. This is not the same thing as this. Okay, but if it was addition, if this was a plus sign, it would have been the same. But in subtraction, it isn't the same. You take note of that. Okay, so this is not going to give us exactly, in fact, this is going to give us, I think that will give us negative 2, 3, negative of, sorry, this was supposed to be 2, 5, 6. Yeah, so this guy and this guy, they are not the same. Alright, so this, if you subtract this is going to give you minus 2, 3, 2. Okay, for this level, I don't think we are doing anything with this negative, but we'll surely come to it. Okay, when we do directed numbers. Alright. Okay, so let's also look at, let's say we were to subtract 2, now I'm beginning to use 2. 3, 4, 8 minus 1, 4, 9. 3, 4, 8 minus 1, 4, 9. 3, 4, 8 minus 1, 4, 9. So remember, this is units times 100. Units times 100. So we are going to have 100 tens in units, so that we have 8, 4. The bigger number first. Okay, in this order, the one to the left before the one on the right. So minus 1, 4, 9. So we are going to have this, right? Now look at this. 8 minus 9 cannot work. Alright? We cannot remove 9 from 8 because 8 is smaller than 9. So what do we do? Remember that this number is not standing alone. It is in a family of numbers like 3, 4, 8. So it can actually borrow, okay, from this guy. Alright? So what we do in this case is that we are going to take 1 from 4. From 4. When we take 1 from 4, we add it to 8. It will become 18. Now, why did it become 18? Because the one we took from here is actually equivalent to a 10. Because first of all, this counting that we are doing is in base 10. But don't bother yourself about that though. So we take 1 from here and add to this. This becomes 9, right? 9 minus 9 becomes what? 0. 0. So what will be left here? What do you think will be left here? After we took 1, to be 3. 3 will be left here. 3 minus 4. Oh, another problem. We cannot, because we cannot remove 4 from 3. So we still go ahead and borrow. So we borrow from here. Okay, so whatever we borrow from here is going to become a 10, because it's just a 10 to the next neighbor. So we borrow a 1 from here, which is a 10. 10 plus the 3 we had there will be 13. 13 minus 4 will become 13 minus 4 is 9. Yeah, I hope I'm correct. It's 9. So what is left here now is 2. 2 minus 1 is simply 1. Okay, so we are done with this guy. So you can try this, replay the video, and you will get what I just said. Now, for the length of the video, because of the length of the video, I won't be repeating stuff like this. Alright, we are going to look at the multiplication and then the division. This is how subtraction works, addition works, provided you can stick to this rule, you do it. I'm going to give you some things to do, right? Jeez.